We are having fajitas for supper. We're actually having steak fajitas with some of the quarter beef that we bought. So I have here about 2 pounds of sirloin that is sliced thinly into little strips. And then I got about 3 tablespoons of oil in my pan. It's nice and warm. I got it just a little above medium. My spices are, Benjamin's behind you making faces, Chris. My spices are, I've got a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of garlic, teaspoon of paprika, teaspoon of chili powder, and then a teaspoon and a half of cumin. Cumin is the most important seasoning of this mixture, I personally believe. It just gives that perfect flavor for a nice fajita supper. In the bowl here, we have cut up 2 bell peppers, 2 red bell peppers, 2 green bell peppers, and a whole onion. I'm gonna go ahead and put my meat in my pan. I actually like to make this in cast iron, but usually I have to use 2 cast iron skillets, and I don't have room for 2 cast iron skillets because I've got my my pressure cooker going here with some homemade salsa in it. So that going. This steak doesn't take very long to cook because it's sliced so thinly. I'm gonna get my seasoning on it, and then I'm gonna turn it a few times with the seasoning. You can trust me, I need every bit of this seasoning. So put a couple teaspoons on there. Turn it, and then add the rest of it. It's stuck. There we go. Oh, man.
Already smelling good.
Yeah, it is already smelling good. I love the smell of that cumin when it starts cooking. It just, smells divine. So, actually, I start off on medium so that the meat cooks and cooks well, and then I turn it up pretty high because when I saute my vegetables in here, I want them to saute fast, and I don't want them to lose their crispiness, but I do want them to get a lot of flavor, and I want them to brown very quickly. I actually love for my onions to even get kind of black because it just, man, it just does something to the flavor of an onion when you pull all those sugars out to the front. So I'm going to wait until my meat is almost done. I'm going to turn the heat up, and then I'm going to throw my vegetables in there. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Okay, the way I like to do this is I pull all my meat over to one side for just a couple minutes. I throw my vegetables on there. You have to be very cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of liquid in vegetables, so you're going to want to cook them fast. You don't want to wait around and let them sit because they're just going to give off a whole bunch of liquid, and then you're going to end up with mushy vegetables and a lot of liquid, and it's just not going to be as good as you want them to be. So I'm going to let this sit here for just a minute, and then I'm going to mix all of this beautiful meat in over here. And then I've got my burner turned up. In just a second, I'm going to turn it all the way up to high so that I can cook this really fast. Sorry, that hissing noise is my salsa is nearly done. I made a dozen pints of salsa today. That's a lot of work. Chris helped a lot, and I appreciate that. So, turning this up to high. I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to have to monitor it really closely, turn it a lot, and then once I notice that my vegetables are starting to get dark brown, my onions, I don't care if they get black. We're going to have supper, y'all.
Action.
Last couple of things I do. My vegetables are starting to get nice and brown. Right here on the edge, you can see how this bell pepper is getting brown. I'm going to turn these again in just a minute, and what's on the bottom will be really dark, and what's on the top will get its chance to get dark. Y'all, it smells amazing in here. Juice of 1 lemon.
Lime.
Lime, that's what I said.
She's tired, y'all.
I am tired. Actually, I think I'm only going to use about half of this juice because that was a big lime. Ooh, that sizzle. Oh my goodness. I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons of cilantro Actually, we'll go, that's about a tablespoon. Tablespoon of chopped cilantro. We'll stir this up. Give it a nice, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Some crispies on that meat, some crispies on the veggies. That's just the way I like them. Y'all, if y'all could, back off, it's not time for you to eat yet. If y'all could smell this, my goodness, I promise you, you wish you were in my house right now. So I'm gonna let this finish up for about another 2 minutes. Get all the other vegetables nice and brown, nice and crispy. Serve this with some tortillas, chips and salsa,
Sour cream.
beans. Yeah, my guys like to put sour cream and cheese and taco sauce on. I don't know why, because I just think that the meat and vegetables is amazing by itself. Anyway, we're about ready to have supper. Try this recipe. I hope you like it. Let me know. And y'all take care.